In a small, secluded village nestled at the edge of a vast, enchanted forest, there lived a young girl named Lila. From the time she was a child, Lila was different from the other children in the village. She had a special connection with the plants and trees around her. While others played in the fields, Lila would wander deep into the forest, listening to the rustling leaves and the soft hum of nature. One day, when Lila was 10 years old, she discovered something extraordinary. As she was sitting by a patch of wildflowers, she noticed that they seemed to sway gently towards her, even though there was no wind. Curious, she reached out her hand, and to her amazement, the flowers began to bloom and grow taller, responding to her touch. Over time, Lila realized she had the ability to control plants. With a mere thought, she could make flowers bloom, trees grow stronger, and vines twist and turn. She practiced her gift in secret, fearing how the villagers might react if they knew. As Lila grew older, her bond with the forest deepened. The trees would bend their branches to form a shelter for her during rain, and the flowers would create paths of vibrant color wherever she walked. The forest had become her sanctuary, and she felt at peace there. One summer, a severe drought struck the village. The crops withered, and the villagers grew desperate. Without rain, they feared they would not survive the harsh winter. Seeing their plight, Lila knew she had to do something, even if it meant revealing her secret. One evening, as the sun set, Lila ventured to the heart of the forest, where the oldest and tallest tree stood, a wise, ancient oak known as elderwood. She knelt before the tree and placed her hands on its gnarled roots, closing her eyes in concentration. She called upon all the plants and trees in the forest, asking for their help. Suddenly, the ground beneath her began to tremble, and from the earth, shoots of green began to rise. Vines and roots stretched out towards the village, carrying with them life-giving water from deep underground. The dry fields were soon covered in a blanket of green as crops began to sprout and grow at an incredible speed. The villagers watched in awe as their fields flourished overnight, saved from the drought by what seemed like a miracle. Lila stood at the edge of the village, her heart pounding, wondering if they would accept her once they knew the truth. But when the villagers discovered that it was Lila who had saved them, they did not react with fear or anger. Instead, they welcomed her gift with open arms, grateful for the miracle she had brought. From that day on, Lila was known as the guardian of the forest, and she used her powers to help the village thrive. Lila continued to live in harmony with nature, her bond with the forest growing ever stronger. She knew that her gift was not just a blessing, but a responsibility to protect the land and all its living things. And so, with each passing season, the village and the forest flourished together, nurtured by the gentle hand of the girl who could control the plants.